Welcome back to the channel while everyone else is giving you these one-round mocks. Me and Alex, hello Alex.
What's up?
From Hail Mary Sports are here to give you a two-round mock draft. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the people.
All right, y'all, if you guys don't know me already, my name is Alex. I am the owner of Hail Mary Sports. I do stuff that's very similar to this. Obviously, if you guys want to see mock drafts, because you can never get enough of them, feel free to come check me out. Of course, I do it every single week. And if you guys are excited about stuff that we know absolutely nothing about, i.e. the 2024 mock draft, feel free to check out one that I just released because I put a lot of work into it. But we're going to have a good time, aren't we?
It's going to be a banger. And by the way, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know so. Go ahead, become a pro, and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content, or even if you don't. And let us know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to be alternating picks here, and this is 64 picks. You might be like, hey, what? There's 63 in the first two rounds. On the mock draft database, they include the first pick in the third round. So we're just going to go all the way. Alex, you are going to flip a coin, per se.
Yes, I am.
So
yeah, we're not gonna. Well, zero chance of biased flipping here. So, what do you want, heads or tails?
I will take heads.
You'll take heads
because I am a married man. I don't know what.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
Yo,
heads it is.
I'm gonna
take the first pick.
I was just gonna say I get to choose, but okay.
Oh, or don't. Go, you do your thing.
I feel like I won. I deserve to go wherever I want.
Fair.
All right, you get the first pick.
All right. I mean, hey, honestly, I'd rather have the first pick. So if I am Houston, obviously, if I'm sitting here, it's time to get a new QB. Davis Mills has his flashes. That is awesome. But the fact is, the big limiter on this team from being able to actually compete, which the goal of every team in the NFL is to win a Super Bowl, is Davis Mills. We all know he's not going to be the answer. And there's somebody who's really special in Bryce Young. His talent is supreme. He's awesome. Again, he has his limitations, and we've never seen a quarterback of his size come out and be able to perform. But just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it can't happen. And you know what? I feel confident going Bryce Young for the Texans and giving him a good future.
I like that pick. Now, the reason why I wanted the second pick is I just wanted to make sure, because I see a lot of people doing this. I'm going quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. I haven't really seen a lot of people do that. Listen, Derek Carr, he was mad. He was fuming. He knows his time's coming to an end. They can opt out of his contract after this year. There might even be a new coaching staff in tow after this season. I guess we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to go with CJ Stroud. He is the unanimous, I guess, 1 or 2 in this class, depending on how you see it. I like Bryce Young. You like Bryce Young. Most people like Bryce Young. But prototypical size, prototypical NFL arm. So we got Stroud. So the quarterbacks are out of the way. I guess we'll figure out where Will Levis fits in all this later.
Well, Panthers fans, do not fret because this is not the spot to take Will Levis. I understand that quarterback certainly is a very popular move of a brand new regime because usually you want to get your guy. But when you don't get to have the two guys that actually have a legitimate potential chance of being a franchise guy, I am not going to force it down your throats. That being said, going the best player available might be the best move for the franchise. And we have seen time and time again, especially at the trade deadline, that this team values its defenders, especially their edge rushers. Brian Burns would not go for 2 future first and I think a future second. And you know what? That shows a lot of value in that position. There is a freaky player in Will Anderson that is on the board. You guys just got rid of Hassan Reddick in this past offseason. I think that is a perfect man to fill that void, and it's the best player available regardless.
That is a good pick. That is a good pick.
Please make the right move here.
Oh, yeah, it's Jalen Carter.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
The run defense for the Eagles is so squishy. They missed Jordan Davis. I think he comes off IR either this week or next week. Yeah. Can you imagine reuniting these two? Let's go.
So good. Okay, so Jacksonville sitting here at pick number 5. Obviously, I assume we're not doing trades because that just gets a little wonky.
It's 2 rounds. Screw that.
Yeah, it's 2 rounds. Yeah, it gets a little bit wonky. This is a very tough position to be in. Personally, I like to go corner for this team. I think that is like there's some very high talented corners in this class. Where do you usually go with this? I'm like curious. I think it's your most recent mock.
That was last week. Not that much has changed for the Jags.
Yeah.
I do think about corners sometimes, but I kind of lean into the offensive line. At least, I think Peter Skoronski, just how versatile he is, doesn't necessarily have to start on the outside. You could start him at guard if you want.
Yeah.
But Jawan Taylor's also a free agent after the season. Man, I don't know how they feel about Walker Little.
I know. So I've done Skoronski at this point as well. But here's the issue. Skoronski is measured out at 32-inch arms, which is an inch shorter than Rashawn Slater, who was known to have short arms. That's like my only negative on him, because I totally agree that he should probably be the highest priority pick. But it's hard for me to justify a guard at 5 versus if you can get a lockdown DB at 5, I think that'd make me a little more comfortable. So I'm going to throw my curveball into here because I think that this guy fits absolutely perfectly. There's a plethora of guys who will work in the system, but I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez. I think his size and his ability to just man up somebody, I'm calling it, man. He has been absolutely outstanding for Oregon. Even on a play where he got mossed this past week, he did as good of a job as you could probably ask for, which feels very similar to how I felt about Tyson Campbell coming out when he got roasted by Kyle Pitts. I felt like the coverage was skin tight. The ball skills are there. You just need to be able to put it into practice and then make the production from there. And he's been great. It's a hot one.
That is hot one.
I love it. I do like it.
See, I'm a big fan. I think Skoronski can still play tackle though in the NFL.
I do too.
Okay.
I do too.
I figured we were there as well. It's just this feels weird. I guess not. You got to go receiver, right? The wide receiver free agent class,
it's pretty cheeks. I agree.
It's extremely cheeks. And I mean, you've already invested in Chase Claypool, so I think getting another big guy, just put Mooney to the slot, man. I like that idea, so I'm gonna go with Quentin Johnston because I just think he can just take over a game.
Okay, so here's my only pushback to that. One, I like to go. This is where I like Peter Skoronski. Like Braxton Jones has done a very good job. I'll give him credit for where credit's due, but this is a spot where Skoronski can play left tackle. Hell, you could put him at right tackle if you want him to. He can also play guard. So similar situation to what we're talking about in Jacksonville, but also with a big receiver. Given the fact that they have 2 guys that are kind of their main, I mean, we can assume that they're pretty much the top 2, then it's okay to probably put in a third guy who's a little bit worse because of the fact that it's not going to add value the way protecting Justin Fields will. So that's my only pushback there is like, I would want to protect Justin with everything I have. And that's why I love Skoronski's like nastiness.
And I feel like those are the 2 probably areas you would go, either receiver or offensive line here. I feel like with Braxton Jones, and we've talked about this, like you can typically these tackles don't blossom till like maybe the late end stretch of their first season or even season 2. Yeah. And granted, you invested in not a lot in Jones, so you can take a guy like Skoronski here. And really the only other position I think they need on the offensive line is because center's just awful. So Skoronski was recruited to be a center. So it's not a position he's unfamiliar with. So I get that. I just love Quentin Johnston, prototypical X size.
He's great.
Yeah, especially if Chase Claypool, who's done not a lot since arriving. Like, I feel like you just kind of increase your odds in one of those guys hidden that you've invested a lot in. Regardless, this is offense, right?
Yeah. So the reason I decided to talk about the Bears pick is because this one's easy. It's Miles Murphy. I don't think there's much debate for me in this
Seahawks,
one. Yeah. I mean, you just pull the trigger. I mean, the guy's he's super consistent. I mean, here, I want to bring this up about Geno and like the fact that we're already hyping up the fact like, oh, Geno's back to Geno kind of like disgusts me because you see a bad game from Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and you're like, oh, no. We got to remember what he was. Like, we got to remember all the talent there. The moment Geno Smith makes one mistake, we're like damn vultures on that. It's disgusting because I love giving Geno credit where credit is due. He's done a phenomenal job this season, and he still had good plays.
Sunday.
I know, but people are like hopping on him and just saying, oh, man, like, time to get a new QB in town. I'm like, God, get off your high horse.
I honestly could say like a month ago, I was not about putting like the franchise tag on Geno.
Yeah.
I've kind of come around to that. If you want to like, go in the second round and maybe grab a toolsy guy if like a Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
Out.
I don't think he will, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. He's such an enigma.
He is. He definitely is.
Yeah, but like Geno's been playing good, man. And like, talk about Josh Allen. He's been the most mistake-prone quarterback in football this year. It's just his big-time plays, like make up for it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, let's hold them to a similar standard, not be hypocritical about when one guy makes a mistake, all of a sudden he's back to being washed. So got to give a shout out there to Geno Smith, which I usually would not do. It sounds ludicrous if you told me like a year ago I'd be saying something like that about Geno.
Yeah.
But you're on the board.
Detroit Lions, Kelee Ringo. I love Ringo. Some people are like not impressed with the ball skills because they've been not there this year. But this guy doesn't allow he doesn't allow passes over the top of him. He just doesn't. He's got amazing size and amazing athleticism at that size. What's that?
No, I'm like thinking of what I'm doing for this pick. I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I'll talk a little bit more.
No, don't worry.
Pair that up with Jeffrey Okudah and bam, you literally have two guys that are very good athletically. If you're worried about the ball skills, just watch this guy out-muscle Cedric Tillman in the end zone for a tutty. Like, this guy legit doesn't, like, you could maybe nickel and diamond on him, but, like, over the top, good luck. Like, this guy caught up thinking he had help, and Christopher Smith, this was back last year, was nowhere to be found when Jameson Williams just toasted Ringo, because Ringo thought he had help. But you saw that, like, that closing speed to almost make a play on that.
He's a good player. He's big fan of that. So for this one for the Texans, again, there's a couple routes I like to look at. Titus Howard's up for a contract this year, right?
Allegedly.
I mean, personally, I'd franchise tag him, but
he has been good this year too.
He has, but can you pay $20 million a year to two tackles? That's a legitimate question I have to ask. Like
I think it's worth.
I mean, it could be, but I'm like looking at Peter Skoronski. I think that's definitely something you should at least weigh in the equation.
I'm right now trying to check his contract.
Jordan Addison, another player who I just recently drafted in my mock draft. I think he's a great player, great fit for where Brandon Cooks might not be. But there are a lot of wide receivers in round 2 that fit a very similar mold. So I think you can get better value elsewhere. Joey Porter, I mean, God, his talent. I'll like my board. He's my number 3 player in the draft. Like, I'm beyond high on Joey Porter. I think he's phenomenal. So being able to get Joey Porter certainly seems to be a move that I think would be great. I know that we have to stop the run in some way, shape, or form, and defensive interior would be great. Here's the thing. I don't like Bryan Bresee, so I'm not going to go on to Bryan Bresee train. I know that you would. I don't think so. So I'm not doing that, and I'm not going a linebacker here at pick number 9. I'm sorry. That's just not the way I roll. So I think the best way to go is either through an edge rusher or through a corner. And I know this class is so deep at edge. We're going Joey Porter.
Okay, I was going to tell you they exercised the 5th-year option, and he's there till 2023. Or till after 2023.
Till after 2023? Okay, cool. Thank you. I forgot they had a 5th-year contract. Man.
I wasn't sure that they took it. That's the thing. I wasn't sure. You said Joey Porter?
Yeah. When I first did the video on the Texans, they hadn't done it yet. So that's why it's in my mind that it was 2023. So that's a good note.
Nice, dude. Because, I mean, Steve Nelson's fine, but, I mean, he's not long-term.
Oh, my God. Dude, I just realized we're pairing Joey Porter Jr., who's God in zone, with Derek Stingley. Whew. Man.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers. Straight up. A lot of corners already went off the board, so I'm not going there. Skoronski's a thought. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of leaning towards what I think might be a more safer option.
Oh no!
At the tackle class.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Pull the trigger, man.
No.
Dude, our guard, everything on the interior sucks too, man. If all else fails, he'll fit somewhere.
All right, let's go with Peter Skoronski, man. He's the most technically sound tackle in this class.
So yeah, for people who don't know, I'm a Steelers fan. So I mean, I never get Peter Skoronski to fall to 10. So it's just like, oh, it's so good. So for Detroit, you got Kelee Ringo, correct?
I did. Who are you going to get?
I think that is an excellent option. And I think I love the idea of going corner for this team. But I also like to look at the potential issues at opposing edge rusher to Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
I think you need to be able to go after the pass rusher in some way, shape, or form. And somebody who I really like, and I know he's going to get a lot of hype because he has a weirdly godly frame at 6'6", 275. His name is Tyree Wilson. And he's been on the ascension exponentially game after game. And I usually wasn't very high on him. I had him down around 90, but I give credit where credit is due. When I see a player going up the board, when I see him getting better every week, I got to give him credit for it, and he deserves it. He's going to be the pick here.
Very nice. Very nice.
I love him.
I was waiting to hear Will Levis's name.
Oh my God, no. No, he's been the exact opposite. He was like up, and now he's like down. I mean, who can't throw 200? I could throw 200 against Vanderbilt. I swear.
Dude, tools, man. I mean, I'm sure he's going to go in the top 15.
He is a tool. Who cares about the tools if you're a tool?
If anything,
put that on a t-shirt.
His personality makes me want to root for him.
I mean, he is a great guy. No disrespect to the person, but the player.
So the Atlanta Falcons could go a variety of different ways here. I kind of like the idea of going with the somewhere along the defensive line because honestly, the quarterback room's not terrible there. It's like, yeah, you could always bring in more talent, but
yeah.
In terms of edge, like Lorenzo Carter is what he is. They've seen good things from Ebiketie. I don't think they've done much with Malone yet. I don't know if he's been hurt or like he was a DPR candidate anyway.
Sure.
But this is where I'm looking at Bryan Bresee, dude. To pair him up with Grady Jarrett, you get a guy who's a wonderful athlete, man.
Most overrated player in the draft.
Nah. Will Levis is.
Fair. All right, fair. Okay, Arizona with pick number 13. I think that there's a couple routes I would like to go. Corner, a boundary corner, an actual boundary corner, definitely is one of them. I think that's a good option to be able to at least explore. And Cam Smith, great option. Jalen Jones, great option. I think both those guys are very good players. I think both of them could fit in their own right. I think Cam Smith is a little bit more of a scheme fit, and I feel like given the hype, it's a more realistic pick. So balancing it out, I'd be perfectly happy with either. I think offensive line is another position I'd love to look at, but again, you got to at least stop him on defense at some point, and I think Cam Smith's probably the best way to get that going.
Yeah, Cam Smith's really good.
He is good.
I think a lot of people forget about how good he is just because we're looking at like the
everybody.
Christian Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Cam Smith.
This corner class, dude, is so good. It's ridiculous.
It is, and it only gets better on day 2. The Green Bay Packers. Let's be honest. They're not picking receiver here, so I don't know why I would even. Hey, let's be realistic. You know? I would love to take Addison here.
Yeah.
You know, and I would. But I mean, let's try to at least, be realistic with this, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Fashanu.
Okay. I was looking at offensive tackle as well, if it were not going to be wide receiver.
Yeah,
I was looking at Paris Johnson.
Those were the two I was tossing between, but I think I'm gonna shoot for the moon on the upside. Yeah. Like this guy's already put together as pass protector. I can't wait to see what he can do in the run.
Yeah.
Once it's all put together.
Okay. Indy needs a quarterback. I'm going to say that quarterback's going to be Derek Carr. There's no way in hell I'm drafting Will Levis.
I think it's going to be Derek Carr.
That's going to be Derek Carr. And you know what? The thing is I myself, this week, I drafted Will Levis, and I regret it the moment I pulled the trigger. That is not happening. I am righting my wrong on this video, and I'm going to be going after an offensive tackle, and I'm going to be going after Anton Harrison because I think he's a really good player.
Me
too. You can talk about it all you want. If you're talking about lack of power, I'm not really a huge fan of Paris Johnson's pure power compared to Anton. I think both of them can struggle there. But Anton Harrison has that tackle versatility. He's young. He has the experience. I think he's going to be a great day 1 starter.
Dang, dude. So, I thought it was funny that Derek Carr saw his Raider career end before his eyes against his future team.
Against the future team. I love it.
I mean, watch it not have it, but I think it's funny. Let's just call it now.
It's a great fit too, though.
It's a great fit. It is. This is where I'm taking Will Levis. I think at 16 you pull the trigger. If he falls here.
hold on though. But you got Sam Howell there.
And I love Sam Howell.
Yeah, we
He's
love
also
Sam.
a third round pick.
5th round. He was a 5th round pick.
Just hurt me even more.
But like, yeah. I mean, listen, come on.
He has the tools. He's coming from an NFL translatable offense. His OCs were a former quarterbacks coach for the Niners and the now OC for the Rams. He's got tools. You got a very good high-end backup in Taylor Heineke, who, guess what? Yeah, he's gritty as hell, and he loves to sling the ball, but he's missing those tools. You know his limitations. And I nobody wants Carson Wentz. Nobody.
So why are you drafting another one?
You gotta take the swing. You gotta hope out. You gotta hope it might not happen when you see a guy with with tools like this. Because let's be honest, Will Levis, he's going in the top 15.
I don't know, dude. If he continues to have poor games, it doesn't matter what.
And NFL coaches look at, if it's just between the ears, we can fix that, a la Daniel Jones.
All right. Well, I didn't like Daniel Jones, so that makes sense.
Neither did I. I had a 3rd round grade on him.
Yeah, I didn't like him. That was the first draft I actually like.
I mean, I liked him, but I didn't realize people liked him.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And even now then, do you know what? He is one of the lowest yards per target, or yards per depth, whatever, per attempt in the league by far. And we're talking about like 39 eligible quarterbacks. 5 yards, a little over 5 yards per target. Average depth of target. He's dinking, he's dunking, because they know if he tries to throw downfield, it's just detrimental to the team.
That's fair.
And you know what? He's doing well in it. This isn't taking shots on Daniel Jones. This is just saying he's not realistically a long-term answer.
Fair enough. So Will Levis is your choice?
No, I don't know why we're talking about the Giants for Washington.
Yeah, I was like, are we talking
I had to go
about
on my
Sam
Daniel
Howell,
Jones
Will
rants.
Levis? Yeah. Okay, so there's a good amount of options here for the Chargers, but I'm going to go with one that I didn't think was going to be here, and that's Jordan Addison.
Dang,
I'm going to continue making him better. Yeah.
That's good, dude. I know. Good. They need that. They need that field stretcher so bad.
All right, you're up.
Cincinnati Bengals. Well, yeah, because like honestly, Michael Mayer would be so cool here. I think. I think so. I think at this point, like that's good value, but obviously there's a lot of good tackles on the board. So this is Paris Johnson.
There we go. Let's go. Okay, I like that. I was like, don't do this. Don't screw it.
So I already did Will Levis. I'm done for the day.
I know. I was like, come on. So for this pick for the Buccaneers, it's pretty obvious that they need some form of identity outside of Tom Brady. Whether he's going to be there at all, that's an even bigger question. But based on the quarterbacks on the board, I don't see a single one that could really fulfill that type of identity. So for me, I think the best way to get that identity is getting through somebody who is the best running back since Adrian Peterson / Saquon Barkley in college. That's Bijan Robinson. Big fan of him.
Did you see Rachaad White's go off this week?
He did a very good job, but that doesn't mean he's going to be the identity of the team. You need somebody who can actually carry the team when a 46-year-old man can't.
You get off Fournette's contract. I think that's solid. Especially with all the corners, like real good corners off the board. It's like there's only a variety of things you could do. I'm stuck doing tackle again because Denver honestly doesn't have a lot of needs.
Exactly.
These are actually the two picks I'm between. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, I think, would be an interesting pick for them. I don't think a lot of people don't think Denver needs to explore that, but like they were shopping apparently Jerry Jeudy at the trade deadline. KJ Hamler, when is he healthy? So I think that's definitely an expectation, but you know what? Broderick Jones is higher on my board.
Oh yeah.
So go with him here.
So New England is on the board, and I think that the best way to like maximize this team's potential is to go and draft the positions that they don't usually do a better job later rounds doing. Granted, they didn't do a good job last time they took this position in the first round, but wide receiver definitely still is a need. You've seen it through their free agency spending, and again, this free agency class, not 2.0. And when you look at Jaxon Smith-Njigba and Kayshon Boutte, I think those two are pretty much the clear top two in terms of realism and probably value at this point. You have to look at the quarterbacks who are throwing the ball. And either Bailey Zappi, who was kind of used to more of those, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Stearns was more of a deep threat, right? Garrett Stearns? Yeah.
Oh, he did a lot after the after the catch stuff too. Yeah, okay. Like they were very like screen and vertical route heavy there. Mm-hmm.
So when I think about that, even Bailey Zappi, I mean, we're not even talking about Mac Jones, who had god tier level weapons all around him. I still think that going after Kayshon Boutte is a better fit. There's been potential concerns. There's been inconsistencies. There's dropping issues. But if there's one man that I think could get someone's personality switched around and have them be able to work on their catching, it's probably Bill Belichick. So I think I go after the player who just pops off and looks like a high-end NFL receiver.
All right, I'm going to make this easy on me. I'm going to go Osiris Torrence. We saw what the Seahawks interior, their guard play needs upgraded. Like Gabe Jackson, he's on the way out in terms of his career. Yeah. What is it? Damian Lewis he's average at best. Regardless, you need to address it. Osiris Torrence, top guard of this draft, probably the only one worth a first round look at this point. And we saw what happened when they could shut down Kenneth Walker. Like, dude had 17 yards on 10 carries this past game.
It was rough.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Bucs are a really good run defense team. Typically, I know it's been a bit up and down this year, but
the Bucs have been up and down this year, so it's okay.
Dude, I don't even know. I think they're gonna be like that all year. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It's gonna be
every team
a stinking knife fight.
Yeah. So for the Jets, I think their clear issue is tackle health. I mean, Mekhi literally has never been healthy ever. And then Fant, how many times can you just place this guy somewhere and him actually succeed? Elijah Vera Tucker can't play all 5 positions at the same time. So I think going after another tackle probably is the best way to help fix your team. Darnell Wright. He went up against Will Anderson and let up 0 pressures. He went up and played, 60 reps? Something like that. 0 pressures.
How'd the Georgia game go?
Let me actually check on that. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't I'm pretty sure it wasn't egregious because I think it was 0 pressures as well.
I remember a lot of it was the interior.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter literally put on like his bib and it was a buffet, dude. He had that nasty pop on Hooker in the end zone. That was the pump. Yeah, he destroyed the guard. The center was coming over to help, but just too slow. You can't stop a man this big and this explosive. And the running back got scared and just kind of like tried to shoulder him. Good luck. And then he just popped him, dude.
So I'm finding it right now. Let's see, Tennessee. Then we'll look at the Georgia game. Absolutely. Well, man. I mean, I'm 95% sure that he let up 0 pressures. And to me, that's something pretty special. I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah. No, that's
why they don't have a left tackle.
That was prior to Nolan Smith's injury?
That's a great question, actually.
Yeah, because he's actually, like Nolan Smith, his pressure rate's been actually pretty good this year.
Really high. Yeah. I mean, his win rate has been very high as well. Of course, it's giving me a blank screen, but I'm 95% sure it's 0 pressures.
Yeah, PFF's been bugging.
Dude, it's been bugging. Like, get your stuff together. Of course, it always works when you open a new tab. 0 pressures against Georgia, 0 pressures against Kentucky, 0 pressures versus Missouri, and 1 pressure versus Alabama. So, and that's going to a new position at right tackle. I think that is the guy who I'm going to take.
So we're going Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. He's at like number 152 or something.
Yeah, I found him. My scroll finger be fast. All right, so Buffalo's a bit interesting here just because we could go a variety of different ways. I think Trent Simpson's kind of a thought just because Trey Edmunds is whatever at this point. Like, you're basically replacing him with a guy at least you hope to get the same out of, like a guy that's just so good out in space, very good athlete. You could talk about one of the safeties at this juncture too, Antonio Johnston or Brian Branch.
Mm-hmm.
I think oh man.
Do the Brian Branch move. That's my favorite fit in the entire
It is,
draft.
and it's so
He's
based.
So good. It literally is like it's hand in glove type material. Like that's just such a
this one's gonna be a bit finicky. I'm gonna go with a space eater in the middle next to Ed Oliver. I'm gonna go with Siaki Ika.
No.
What do you mean no?
If this guy had a clear lane to the quarterback from the snap, the quarterback would still be able to get the playoff with the guy running 55 yards downfield. This guy is like...
He's 350. He gets good push for a 350 pounder, and that's not what I'm most worried about. I'm trying to shore up the run game in this point. I'm getting a big, meaty space eater in the middle that will allow my pass rushers, who are already going hog wild, to do so now with ruthless aggression.
Why don't you just go to 7-Eleven? You'll find plenty of those space eaters there.
You would think. Didn't work out for the Chargers this offseason.
Noted.
Matter of fact, they just released Jerry Tillery. Rest in peace.
True. So for the Baltimore Ravens, there's a couple positions I would like to look at for them, primarily corner. And here's the thing. I think Brian Branch can play a boundary corner role. If he's taught properly, I think he can definitely do so. The thing is, he is so freaky that he is just like, my God, if he's in the right system, this guy is going to be a top 3 player at his position. Whether it's free safety, whether it's a slot, whether it's a strong safety, whether it's a boundary corner, I don't know. But I know damn well that he's going to fit there. And especially in the Ravens system, he's going to do damn well. So I'm going to go another safety in the first round. Sounds crazy, but this guy definitely, I project him to be a star boundary corner.
Does sound crazy.
It does. But he's so good.
Golly,
so good.
Tennessee, man. They're an interesting spot with literally every offensive lineman off the board. I would love that. Yeah. I think I might try to knock 2 birds out with 1 stone because they suffer with separation at receiver. And this isn't ideal because this is kind of the role you were hoping Kyle Phillips would fill, but he was a 5th rounder. Also, he's been hurt. If anything, he's going to be relegated to return man. Jaxon Smith-Njigba comes here in the slot. He's able to do that. He's that safety valve underneath that can create after the catch. He's also one of the best run blockers in this class, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, the Titans, did you know they love to run the football?
What? Since when?
I don't know. This Derrick Henry cat, I hear, is pretty good.
Do they have a running back?
Apparently, it's Derrick Henry, man. When did he come out?
Dude, I don't know. I've never even heard of that guy, but that's okay. Regardless, all jokes aside, I do like JSN. Yeah. Granted, you're probably going to have 2 dudes who are 4.55 or slower being your top 2 weapons. Might be a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, you just could get a nice speed option in free agency. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of guys like McCall Hardman and such. So, I mean, what really, like,
fair.
What can you do about it?
That's a good point. For this pick for the Cowboys, again, there are quite a few ways you can go. I do like the idea of going a corner. And Jalen Jones, to me, he's not like the most athletic guy in the world, right? Like he's probably going to be he tested 4.41. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
He tested okay. To be fair, this is not confirmed. This is something that I've been told. So take it with a spoon of salt. Wait, what do they call it?
Cup of salt.
Sure, cup of salt. Regardless, if he tests 4.41,
pinch of salt.
Pinch of salt. That's like a spoon of salt. I was like, wait a second. I messed that up. Regardless, if he runs 4.41, to be fair, on my board right now, he is at number 7. So I'm a huge fan of this man. I think that he's going to be a great option. I think a corner 2 certainly could be a great understudy for Trevon Diggs. And this guy has unbelievable field awareness. I think this guy is going to be an A+ player staying in Texas.
Nice. Jalon Jones. All right, so New York Giants. I won't think about quarterback here just yet. I mean, do they? I mean, I do contemplate Tanner McKee, but I don't know if I'm that willing just yet. Feel like maybe we could just address some other needs at the moment. It's wild that Michael Mayer's still here, but you know what? Like, Daniel Bellinger had actually showed a bit until he went down with injury.
There's one player. There's one option for this.
I have two.
Send him.
I have Trenton Simpson because they really have nothing at linebacker.
Yes.
And the other thought is Eli Ricks because he's actually a really good scheme fit for Martindale. And
he's good fit.
Sounds like the ankle injury, or no, that was Gibbs. The concussion, or he was put in concussion protocol, so not necessarily a concussion. So it sounds like he'll be back, but he's been playing good since inserted into the starting lineup. But I will go with Simpson. He is the top player at the linebacker position. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. For some reason, mine is getting. There we go. So Minnesota. I think that if you had not traded a second round pick for TJ Hawkinson, I would have easily gone Michael Mayer here. I think there's two guys who I'm interested in. Antonio Johnson, because he's just way too damn good. He's a Swiss Army knife. He could play anywhere. But I don't think going two back-to-back safeties is necessarily the right move for this franchise. Now, the Ravens, it's because you could probably put,
Ravens are going to Raven.
Ravens are going to Raven. I did this in my mock draft. I'm a really big fan of it. Wide receiver is a position where, one, you have a god tier weapon, but then Adam Thielen's getting older, and you really don't have someone who can really stretch the field besides Jets. And I think Jalen Hyatt has earned himself the right of being an amazing complement receiver to somebody like Justin Jefferson. So that's where I'm going to rock.
I think that's fine. Because, you start to look at the next receivers in this class, and you look at guys that are, maybe within your top 50, especially if you don't have that second-round pick. It's you can kind of, you can expand on that, you know? Yeah. You could be you know what? We don't have pick in the second round, so we go ahead take a second, whoever we deem a second rounder. This, so that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm looking defensive end. Corners of thought, but I mean they've been playing a lot of rookies on the outside there. So Eli Ricks is definitely in the front of my mind, just because honestly Spagnuolo would love that. But I think they need pass rush, man. Their pass rush is atrocious. I'm just kind of deciding who at this point.
I'm fearful of your answer.
Yeah,
I know damn well who you're just considering.
These, I know. These are the two I'm down to. I'm in love with the combination of athleticism and power of Jared Verse.
You think he's a spag guy at sub 250?
I think he can be with how strong he plays. A guy that could just fly off the edge. The other guy is Isaiah Foskey, who you thought I was about to say. Yeah, I like Foskey, man. He's got tools. And at the very least, he's got a very high ceiling. You know you're going to get a solid guy. I mean, look what happened. Or a very high floor. Well, look what happened with Karlaftis. They got a guy who had a very high floor, and it's worked out well. He's been solid.
Well, that's because he was a top 10 player in the class.
Yeah. Yeah, to us he was.
Beast, man.
Don't know why he don't know why he fell. I'm gonna go with Verso. I'm gonna go with the potential upside. To me, I said this guy was a top 50 dude coming into the year, kind of projecting, hoping, because his Albany tape was pretty sick. At least the two FBS teams he played at Albany.
Yeah.
And dude, that LSU game, he's been slowed down by an ankle injury, I believe is what I heard it was from the Louisville game. So slowed him down, but this dude's gonna test out freaking phenomenally.
Yeah, he's a very good player. I'm a big fan of Jared Verse. I mean, I have him at number 8 on my board. Don't get it twisted. I'm a big fan. I just don't know if it fits perfectly, but whatever. Potato. Eagles sitting here at pick 31. You know, you got Jalen Carter before. Great. It's the best possible solution for you guys. But at this spot, I don't know if you can pay Garrett Bradbury and Darius Slay a boatload of money. And I do think that this class does fall off in the second round solely because of the fact we've been taking so many damn corners. And like there's a limited supply. Like it's not unlimited. I think this is a spot where Eli Ricks would be perfect. I think that he'd be an excellent Eagle, and I think he'd be a great ball hawk too. So that is where I'm going to go.
Cool. I'm going to cut the bleed in at this point. I'm going to take Michael Mayer for the Houston Texans.
Yeah. He's a great player.
Perfect security blanket for Bryce Young. And he even better for a team that wants to run the football so bad. One of the best run blocking tight ends in this class.
Yeah, it's a good one. Vegas, you guys have a lot of issues. Linebacker being one of them, but safety is one too. You just literally got rid of your former first round pick. Antonio Johnston's on the board. I'm not thinking for another. They cut him.
They cut Abram?
Yeah.
Oh.
Am I mistaken? I thought they cut him or waived him.
I mean,
I'm like 95%.
I mean, it's not the 95. Wrong. It's not the wrong pick.
Yeah.
Even if he is still with.
Even if he is there. Oh yeah. To be fair, if he is there, it still would want to go.
Oh crap, dude. Yeah, he's with the Packers now.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait a second. I knew he got cut. Got sent somewhere. Yeah. Antonio Johnston's gonna be my guy. Big fan of him.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick. All right. So the New Orleans Saints.
Give him the goodies.
Yeah, this is where I probably want to go with Tanner McKee. What do you mean? They have no quarterback.
I keep forgetting how high you are on Tanner McKee.
I like McKee. Imagine if he actually had, I don't know, weapons, an offensive line, a competent defense.
I mean, I have him in my top 60, but.
And you're the Saints, and you threw away your first round pick last year, addressed everything but the quarterback position, and now apparently you are so fed up with Jameis Winston, you will start Andy Dalton, who is turning the ball over like 4 times a game, at least in the past 2 outings.
Yeah. I mean, I still think quarterback's the right move. It's just a surprise that you put Tanner McKee over Hendon Hooker, who's had success and has taken a big leap.
And has a lot of talent. And plays in an offense that creates a lot of space, which allows, him not to be necessarily that accurate, opposed to Tanner McKee, who is an accurate quarterback. And
accurate throwing picks in the red zone.
Tanner?
Yeah, I mean, dude, he like single-handedly messed up that USC game by being absolutely crap in the red zone. He graded out well, but you just watch the tape.
Man,
he did not perform well in the red zone.
He's got legit his best target on that squad outside of like Benjamin Eurosek's pretty good, but
yeah, Ben Eurosek's good, and then he has Elijah Higgins.
Oh yeah, a tall, fast guy that's all he is, tall and fast.
Wait, you mean Christian Watson? Sorry.
Anywho,
might get 3 touchdowns. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think
you're gonna go Tanner.
Yeah, Dennis Allen and I can't think of the OC's name at this point, who's been with the team forever. It's like it's like 2 words into one. I can't remember. It's on the
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been with the squad for a while. They both saw Drew Brees, Mr. Pocket Passer, and I'm sure they're okay with taking another pocket passer here. Though Hendon Hooker probably obviously creates more with his legs. I just think McKee, he could do way more with his arm in terms of his arm potential at the next level.
Yeah. For the Jaguars, I think addressing offensive line definitely should be the priority. And I want to get somebody who can replace Ben Barch from ever seeing the field ever again.
Shoot.
And that's going to be
Bryan,
Andrew.
Even Sheriff, dude. Sheriff's been bad this year too.
That's such a sad sign, dude. Like, there's no way that he's actually that bad, though. I mean, Andrew Norwell didn't he go to the Jags and just end up crapping the bed there too?
Yeah,
like, it's where guards go to die.
He was never,
he was never elite, but he was
never
good.
Worth his price tag.
Yeah, well, how many free agents are? But Andrew Vore, he's a 6-year senior. He's been playing at very consistent levels his entire career. You need some consistency there. So I think that's going to be a good spot to be able to have that level of consistency.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Oh, man. We talked about how like these corners are off the board. And like the other one, like the only one I think right now at this juncture is a terrible scheme fit in Clark Phillips. Like,
I don't think that he'd be a Steeler, man.
He can't be. Not at 5'10", 185.
True.
So the other guys, I think you could probably get a similar guy to like an Emmanuel Forbes or Devin Witherspoon on day 3, or not day 3, but third round.
Yeah. Are we considering Garrett Williams is returning because he tore his ACL?
I'm up in the air about that because I still think he might be a top 50 guy just based on everyone knows how athletically good he is. And
let's say he returns though. I mean, look at this class. It's a perfect time for him to be like, you know what, I can go back and be a top 2 corner next.
You know what? We'll figure out when we consider it. So, anywho, I can't there's nothing there for me with that. Gervin Dexter is kind of a cool thought, so I'm gonna keep that in the. No,
I just don't like Gervon Dexter to this team. I know that. I mean, we just got our super high ceiling, low production interior defensive lineman last year with Leal. It's just tough to say we're going to go back to the well with that.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, if you're looking at value, the only other areas that'll provide value are the edge position.
Edge, center, guard.
Oh, yeah, get Mason Cole out of there.
Yeah. You got John Michael Schmitz and Whippler. I think both of those guys could definitely be
Schmitz is totally a Steeler, too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. I'll consider it. So I'll take John.
I'll consider it.
Yeah, I mean he's ready to play now. The dude is fierce. He's gritty. Yeah. I love using that word so much because, dude, when you see a guy that's like, oh, you know what, he's not necessarily the strongest or the most athletic guy, but golly, he grinds each and every rep and
he's mean.
Yeah, once you're dancing with this guy, you're stuck with him, dude.
Yeah,
and it's dirty. Yeah. It's dirty dancing.
Yeah.
All right, so I took John Michael Schmitz.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, I can't see your screen, so I'm waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. What are you going to do? So Carolina, I ended up taking Will Anderson for you guys. I still think that's a phenomenal move. I do think that you could look at a running back here with Jahmyr Gibbs to be a perfect scheme fit to pretty much replace Christian McCaffrey. Didn't Deontay Foreman put up some crazy stats? Is he on this team? He is, right?
He has been putting up crazy stats.
Yeah, he's been putting up some good numbers.
Hubbard's been down, so he's literally been the main back.
I know. I've literally seen a picture of him half cropped with Derrick Henry on the other side, which obviously I would never, ever venture anywhere near making that comp. But I still think Jahmyr Gibbs should be on the pipeline right now. Quarterback, Hendon Hooker is here. And if you're going to go QB and you actually want... if you're going to miss out on Derek Carr, this is probably the guy to go. Are we considering Anthony Richardson?
I would say let's consider him. I think there's a good.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm drafting Anthony Richardson. I literally do not consider him at all because I'm dude, you're probably going to return and come out as a top 5 pick if you're good. But if we're considering Anthony Richardson, hell yeah. I would have taken him way earlier. Oh, man.
I was thinking about him for the Giants. Honestly, because
Brian
DeVol loves that. It's just... Every time I do a mock draft, I end up going quarterback for the Giants, and I can't do it to Giants fans anymore, man.
That's fair.
All right, the offensive line is really bad for the Rams. I don't know how much this pick will matter for the Rams. Just there's so much more that needs to be done than what I can do with this pick, you know. So much more that needs to be done for the Rams, dude.
There's one tackle who's my tackle 2, who's a great scheme fit for this team.
A tackle 2?
My tackle 2.
Don't tell me you're talking about Jalen Duncan.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, UDFA. No.
Okay, I like it. I still like Duncan around top 75 or third round. He's not bad. He's got length. He's got moves.
No, he does not. Dude, he has moves, not moves. I swear, this guy is straight up completely useless. Watch him against any team. I purposely watched not Michigan because he sucked against Michigan. This guy can't even perform against meh talent. Swear to God. He couldn't even perform versus SMU.
I'm going to go with Blake Freeland, my Abraham Lucas of the draft.
That's fair.
I think I'm higher than on him higher on him than probably where he'll go.
Okay.
But just because I see so much. He might be even more athletic than Abraham Lucas. This guy used to play quarterback, tight end. in high school. Just blows my mind.
Well, I mean, he is a very talented player.
Yeah,
I do like Blake Freeland. He was actually my way too early first round mock when I made it for this class. But pick number 39, Cleveland. I mean, there's so many good edge rushers on the board. Oh my God.
Literally.
Dude, I have a top 15 guy here. I have a top 5 guy on the board. Oh my God.
Like 5 overall? All?
Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
Hold on. Yeah, let me.
You know what I'm talking about.
Look around real quick.
You know damn well who I'm talking about. I am absolutely obsessed with this guy. However, I don't know if he's exactly the scheme fit that I'd be looking for. So I'm going to go Felix Anudike-Uzomah, who I think at his size is very versatile, 255. And he's shown even athletic progression. So I do certainly love that technical athletic improvement. Definitely makes me a big fan of him. And he outclassed my number 2 overall tackle in a one-on-one. So big fan for him.
Yeah. Javon.
Who do you think it is?
Foster. Who do I think the guy you're talking about is? At first, my mind went to BJ Ojolari. But
no, he's really good.
Yeah. I also got to move over here because I know sometimes they have edges in the D line. Oh my gosh. I don't. Is it Andre Carter?
No, I love Andre. No, he's a top 30 player for me. Probably is going to end up being top 20 after I saw his pass rush one.
I'm pretty stumped.
I talked to you about this guy for a while. He's the main reason I'm not a huge fan of Broderick Jones. Top 5. I'm the only person on planet Earth.
Oh wait, you're talking about the Tennessee cat?
No, Byron Young's good, but he's like a top 7.
Oh, I got it. It just clicked. Isaiah McGuire. Okay.
Yeah.
It just
clicked. That guy's a god.
Literally just clicked. Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. I kind of disagree with you with Gervin Dexter. I think he has that versatility on the defensive line.
This is a good spot for McGuire. This is a good spot.
I think
I guess not. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Just said go to hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Was he saying that to me or you though? With Gervon Dexter? Who knows?
Well, I think Gervin Dexter at least, or Gervon, I don't know what we're calling him. At his size, he gives you more versatility with just how good of an athlete he is. A guy that loves to play with leverage, just a natural athlete, a guy that can get low and maintain and gain leverage. Like I think he's a bit more flexible than you give him credit for. I gotta let you out, Gojo. He can't take it anymore.
R.I.P. Goj. Goj coin.
My other dog, Akila, was waiting right there at the door to beat the crap out of him. Just like, she's like, what's popping? All right, Detroit Lions, man.
Are we keeping this in?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if I cut it, I'll cut it, but.
Okay, I was like, what? I was like, dude, this is gonna be entertaining. Goj coin. So you went Gervin Dexter?
Yeah. I like Isaiah McGuire. I just think it's a little high here at 40.
I mean, yeah, for my number 5 overall player, it's always way too high. For Detroit, corner and edge rusher taken. This I'm down to Hendon Hooker and also going after a linebacker with Drew Sanders or Jack Campbell. Here's the thing. I know pretty certain with that final pick, which if I'm not mistaken, I'm the one making it. So I'm going to make all your picks. I feel very comfortable that one of the top 3, if not top 4 linebackers will be there.
That's actually fair given this linebacker class.
I know. So for me, I think going after Hendon Hooker, there's not going to be a quarterback remotely close to his talent level. And this is, I feel a lot more comfortable saying, maybe we missed out on a linebacker, but I don't think we will because there's a lot of guys who are relatively around that same skill level. Hendon Hooker is in a class of his own compared to the rest of the quarterbacks on the board. Yeah,
looking at the rest of the quarterback class, I got either returning or a 5th round or lower grade on.
Really? Okay, I gotta see where I have the rest of these dudes on mine.
The next 2 guys I have are Jaron Hall and Michael Penix as 5th rounders.
Dude, I have Jaron Hall's the worst player I've ever scouted in my entire life.
Well,
I'm not even joking.
True. There's no way possible.
He's so bad, dude. So bad.
No
Regardless.
Possible. That's true.
Straight cheeks. My next guy is Cam Ward, who I have an early 3rd on.
Oh, I think that's a guy I think
I like Ward.
In.
Yeah. Oh, you think Cam Ward's going to return?
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit more polish.
Well, I would say yes if next year's class doesn't have 50,000 quarterbacks coming out in it. If we're talking about tools,
that's kind of what we thought about, this year. But we're gonna see a lot of these guys. Some of these guys stay. All right, so for the
Caleb,
for the Seahawks, I kind of like the idea of Drew Sanders here. He provides length. He provides pass rush. They could use a little bit of spark at linebacker. So.
You're really going to fuck me over by passing a linebacker, aren't you? You're going to do everything you can just to take all the linebackers.
So I'm going to take Drew Sanders.
He's a good player.
Yeah, really I literally thought when you were talking about the linebackers, you were going to take a linebacker for Detroit. And I was like, dude, Hendon Hooker? Are you kidding? I might be sitting there with like Indianapolis.
I know.
Shoot, even Washington, just make it a quarterback competition between him and Levis. It's like round 2, see who wins.
So, Arizona, we drafted a corner. I think now's the perfect time to continue boosting up your offensive line. I'm never having Billy Price touch a football again. I'm going Luke Whippler.
There's so much pass rush on the board for a team with no pass rush.
Take it in the next round. Go. Where is the next center? A Steve Avila?
All right.
Remember, supply, demand. We know that we'll get a good pass. I mean, there's god-tier pass rushers. I love it. But you need the help on that center's position. Rodney Hudson's probably going to retire, and I'm not letting Billy Price ever touch a football again.
All right, for the Packers, this is where I'm going receiver because that's what they do. Actually, hold up. Hold the freaking phone. Because Robert Tunyon's a free agent.
Do you think they don't? It's up in the air whether they bring him back. In my
Depends what Aaron Rodgers says. He basically has the Packers organization by the balls at this point.
Except for their first round pick, apparently. Got him.
So, right now, I'm trying to decide on the type of tight end I want.
You're looking at like Darnell or Dalton?
Yes.
Okay. I like Sam Laporta. I know that you're not as high on him.
I think his ball skills are just cheeks.
He's a good receiver. I mean, I'm sure that you can improve your ball skills over time.
You would hope, but I mean, it's a really bad. It's like we're talking a 14% drop rate, my dude.
To be fair, who's throwing him the ball though? Not like the best balls in the world. Pause. It's not.
It's a perfect time for a Manscaped ad.
It's a perfect time for a Manscaped ad.
I'm gonna take Dalton Kincaid.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, this team really. I think Josiah DeGara is kind of what they were hoping. What Kincaid is now. Yeah. I'm kind of hoping to get that super receiving threat at tight end and.
Yeah.
Honestly, DeGara, he's more of this H-back, and should have been used as such.
I'm checking what you did for the Falcons. You got
Bresee.
Christ.
Best player on the board.
So, for me, I still want to go a boundary corner. Are we considering Garrett Williams?
Yeah, I would say so.
We're going Garrett Williams. He is a top 20 player in the class when healthy. He's, corner 2.
I would say top 50, but top 20.
Oh, dude.
I get it. Dude's a wonderful athlete, but he's
god tier.
Charles Jones didn't think he was top 20, and Charles Jones is going to be a UDFA.
Who?
Exactly. The Purdue receiver. Had his lunch.
Oh, Charlie Jones?
Charlie Jones. Did I say Charles?
Yeah, you said Charles. I was like, what corner are we talking? Yeah, no. Charlie Jones, no. I was never on the Charlie Jones train.
I had fun watching him, but it's like, the guy's got limitations.
He has issues.
All right, Indianapolis Colts. Man, no quarterback. Oh, well, you know what? We already discussed Derek Carr. He's in town.
Right. Yeah, Derek Carr's in town.
There's receivers aplenty here.
Yeah.
And I know Paris Campbell's kind of come out and started looking good, but you can't rely on his health. Yeah. I think Josh Downs is just a good receiver to have here. And honestly, I think he's a guy that can actually... Yeah. I'm starting to come around to that. I mean, he's playing a majority of the time on the outside now.
No, he's a good player.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just keep souping up the offense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, if you're going to bring in Derek Carr, you need to start catering for him too. So I think it's a good move. Yeah. Question for you. Does Washington have a good slot?
Yeah, Curtis Samuel.
Oh, corner.
They've been playing Benjamin St. Juste there, and he's been doing well.
Because I'm debating putting Clark Phillips there and kicking Benjamin St. Juste outside.
Which is fine. I mean, that's a big guy.
I'm going to do that. I really like Clark Phillips. His talent is totally worth this.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's the NFL. Good players fall in the draft. It's what
very
happens.
True.
Like, I'm looking at Isaiah Foskey right now. Like, what happened?
And
then I remember you hate him.
Yeah. No, I think he's absolute butt cheeks.
All right. This is another spot. Actually, we could go corner. If we are the Bengals, and you know what? Actually, Emmanuel Forbes is an excellent pick here because
really
they run a ton of zone.
Skinny. I know.
I think that's fine. I think he could put on weight. It is what it is. He's 180. This guy's a pick six nightmare.
He is.
They wish they had a corner, and I love Uzier. They wish they had a corner with instincts like Forbes. Forbes playing under, I think it's Zach Arnett for Mississippi State. Okay. Literally, he knows any zone coverage under the sun. He's a perfect fit for Lou. I forgot how to say his last name. It's like Armand. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm just gonna call him Lou because we're good friends.
Lou. Yeah, Lou's D. Pause. So the Chargers sitting here, we already got Jordan Addison. And I really think that you got to start honing in on either getting somebody in the middle or going after another weapon. And again, for me, there's three guys who I'm considering here. So I'm considering Blake Corum as one option as a compliment back. Take the ball out of Justin Herbert's hands, which they seem to like to do anyway, mainly to keep him healthy. But Darnell Washington, a lot of people love sending him here. And I don't like the first round hype for it, but he's a freaky player. So I certainly want to do it. But also defensive interior. I'm a big fan of when we get to look at Tyler Davis. Now we're talking about Bryan Bresee. Now Bryan Bresee, the reason I don't like Bryan Bresee nearly as much as a lot of people is because I damn near think Tyler Davis is better. He's performing almost as well. He likes to take the king. I think that Tyler Davis is going to be my move. He's an elite pass rusher from the interior. Getting that interior pressure is going to help out the defense 10 times over. So it's a tough one, but I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, with Tyler Davis, like the biggest knock on him is going to be like arm length and height.
Yeah,
but
he's able to get under the pounds.
Yeah, he makes up for it so much.
He's really good.
Yeah. All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We took Bijan. Bijan. So my first indication was oh man, maybe I could go into this offensive interior class. Yeah, he's going to his room.
I know.
But there's a lot of good edge talent, corner talent too. But there's a lot of good edge talent on the board that's shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna take the guy with the. Do you take a guy with a high floor? It's not. It's not like a low ceiling either. Like he's got length, he's got juice. I'm a big fan of Foskey. Where do I have him?
Too high.
Oh gosh, apparently not. Well, yeah, apparently maybe. I'm gonna go.
What about do Andre? Give respect to the military. Do it.
Nah, my dad was in the Navy, so I'm gonna go with Foskey.
Okay. Well, New England also, I love taking edge rusher for them. Chase Winovich obviously was traded for Mac Wilson, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it was literally, hey, we don't want this guy. Hey, we don't want this guy. So,
actually, offensive tackle has not been addressed yet, and my number 2 tackle is still on the board.
Just go ahead and send it, dude.
Let's go, Javon Foster. Let's go. Offensive line it out, man. Let's go. Big fan of it. Guy's super good in the run, very athletic, developing as a pass protector, but needs something I don't like about him is that he so far hasn't shown the ability to learn. for his mistakes because he makes the same one in multiple weeks, which is being beaten by an inside spin move pretty badly. So I think in the right coaching system, you can see him flourish even more.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to go sexy, but not practical, or just, hey, good player, plug and play?
There's still a guy who I was considering in the first round. Not in the first, with the first, second round pick.
There's like a lot of edges that probably you would.
But I took Will. I took Will though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I was like,
I'm just saying in general. There's guys on the board. Anthony Richardson. It just makes it scary. So honestly, you kind of have time to develop a guy since Richardson, this is going to be a long-term project. So maybe I'm looking for a guy that might need some time, like doesn't have to necessarily start now. I don't think there's a guy here though. Yeah, I don't think there's a guy here that's like really this project guy that's not an edge rusher. Golly, dude, really making this tough on the boy.
What about Jameer? I mean,
I was running back. That was the sexy pick I was talking about.
Yeah.
The other option I'm thinking about here is Jack Campbell, because I think Shaq Thompson might be a free agent, or not free agent, but they might make a move from him.
Yeah, I think that's not that awful of a move at all.
Yeah.
What did I get with the second round pick? I'm trying to remember.
Richardson?
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jameer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that now he also gives you that receiving threat that just, walked out your door in Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, Seahawks. What have we done for you guys?
Miles Murphy.
So you got Sanders. Huh?
Miles Murphy, Osiris Torrence, and Sanders.
Love it. So that's actually that's a really good group. I don't really think there's much that you need to improve necessarily in that squad. There is somebody who I want to throw out here who I've never drafted this high, but it's Mozzie Smith. I know that he's a freak.
Number 1 on Bruce Feldman's freaks list. And
he's big.
Honestly, they could use a little bit more juice at Zero Tech. They like to throw out a couple of guys that are okay, but they're more like veteran presences than, dominant.
I'm going to do it. I want to show some love to Mozzie. He is just, athleticism at its epitome.
The Mausoleum.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. So I'm here with the Bills. Geez, ton of fun, dude.
Dude, oh man. There's a guy who I'm dying to take for the Bills right now. He's their 101st player.
Their 101st?
Yes.
I know who 100 is, because I'm looking at the safety position right now.
Really? Oh, wait. Oh, you didn't take Branch.
That's right. I took Ika, baby. Let's go. There's actually two safeties I think are really good fits.
Okay. So I assume Chris Smith.
Yeah, that's one. The other one is
Joseph.
Tyler Nubbin.
The Nubs.
Dude, he's so explosive and lengthy.
Dude, I need to study him. I'm still waiting for more all 22 before I make these DB rankings.
He's super fun.
Okay, I'm excited. I love Minnesota DBs. So
yeah. Honestly, the offensive line, offensive interior.
Dude, I like the Nubbin pick, man. I'm excited. Let's go.
Nubbin would be fun. You know what? Yeah, let's do it, dude.
Let's have some fun, man. I like the Nubbin pick.
Let's get Nubbin.
Let's get the Nubs.
Where am I at? Where?
I am really gonna screw over the Lions, aren't I? With this pick for the Jets, I'm gonna go with Noah Sewell.
Okay.
I like the upside. He has issues for sure, but if you do have a good veteran presence and you have a defensive head coach, I think it's probably one of his best spots where he could succeed.
That's fair. That's fair.
Really good player.
Woof, woof, woof. All right. So I'm at a position where I'm not going to move off from not drafting an offensive line here.
Okay.
It's just a matter of who. It's going to be one of the tackles. I got 2 tackles in mind here.
Who do you have relatively close to this? I have one guy.
I got DeWan Jones, massive human being, and kind of fits their, like, they're going to love this dude's mentality. And on top of that,
Ohio State.
Cody Mach, who he's an older player. You could probably plug and play him, but I'm also scared that he might end up being a guard.
Yeah. I'm just so happy.
Honestly, though, I think that more so for an outside zone blocking scheme, as we know this is a team that likes to run a lot of like wham and duos and crap. They like to go. Yep. It's Derrick Henry. You're going up the middle. Yep. So honestly, Cody Mach might be the play. I'm gonna go with Mach. Yeah. He's a 6-year player. Really like good athlete, not like the most quick foot guy. That's why I get scared of like he's not gonna be a guy like out in movement. If you're gonna expect him to get a spot, I don't think he consistently gets there, but. Yeah. In this offense, I think it's fine.
Okay, so I drafted Jalen Jones for the Cowboys. I still love that move. I think wide receiver definitely could be in play here.
I can't believe BJ Ojulari is still here, dude.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. It's criminal.
It is.
That BJ, Andre Carter, it's not criminal that my number 5 player is still on the board, but regardless, I think that going after wide receiver should be the move. I'm going to go Zay Flowers here. I think he's a really nice complement guy who could be inside or out. I really do like that he could be the identity of an offense, but he also could just be a really good support receiver.
Yeah, people think I hate him.
You do.
I just don't love him much. I don't detest. I detest that.
You think he's awful.
People think he could be like fringe first.
Okay, where do you think Andrew Boutte should have gone? Like, what was your grade on Andrew Boutte?
Boutte? I imagine it was top 50, maybe top 45.
Okay, because he put him into like a turnstile. I mean, that's the game I fell in love with Zay Flowers. He just made Boutte look like a damn child. Overall, I just think that he'd be a really nice compliment, and I think that it's exactly what the Cowboys need to be able to put themselves truly over the hump.
It's like we just time skipped.
A little bit.
All right. So I think at this point, I kind of want to, with the immense edge talent on the board here, I think Eberflus would love a guy like Nolan Smith, who's a very good run defender. And his pass rush, he's winning 25% of the time. So as much as I love BJ Ojulari, probably has better size. And you know what? Like,
he's so much better.
Yeah, but I think Eberflus would appreciate the guy that could stop the run.
At 235, who can't block shed? Yes.
He's doing it this year, or he was.
R.I.P.
All right, do your Giants, buddy.
Giants. Okay, so quick check again on who we did because my
Simpson.
Trent
Simpson.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that they're actually like good and like there hasn't been already like 3 picks. Yeah. So Simpson was taken. Now, I think Darnell Washington could be a really fun option. And again, I think Gojo's telling me no.
Yeah, Gojo has a lot to say this video.
He does have a lot to say. So I do think a wide receiver could be in the works as well.
Should be.
It should. Should be. And I really again, you need that big X-style receiver. And somebody who when you throw the ball to them, they're actually going to catch it, except for when the game matters and you randomly drop it when there's no one covering you. That's like only one time. But somebody who has good size, he has very solid route running ability. He only needs a little bit of polish, which is definitely something that you can provide. I like the idea of Xavier Hutchinson being that true X receiver that this team was dying for when they acquired Kenny Golladay through free agency. He is my number 3. I was about to say 2, but I can't do that to what's his name? I'm bugging out. Who's the wide receiver from USC? Jordan Addison. I like that. But he's my number 3 wide receiver. I think he's truly special. He just fits a certain role that I think would be best fit there in New York.
Who did you pick?
Xavier Hutchinson.
That's what I thought. Just wanted to confirm.
before you just like took somebody else entirely.
Yeah, right. I mean, you said number 3, and I was like, oh yeah, he loves Hutchinson.
I do love Hutchinson. He's a beast.
I actually get Miami's first pick.
Ooh, forgot about that.
I love this. The Dolphins. Oh man, like offensively, I think you don't even have to go there. You know, you really don't have to address it. Like the offensive line's kind of turning around now that Liam Eichenberg is hurt. Robert Jones has stepped in and looked good. Brandon Shell, you know, obviously you want to look for maybe a long-term option there. I don't think we have to at this point. So looking towards the defensive side of the football, and it's not like they invested a lot in edge, so don't necessarily have to go edge. The interior class, there's a lot of guys. Don't know if any of them's the cup of tea, though, I would like here. Yeah, I mean, there's a case to be made for Toi Peloto to kind of be the Agba, maybe potential replacement.
Yeah.
Corner, honestly, Devin Witherspoon would be a fine pickup here. And like linebacker, I think a guy that would. I think they want really good athletes at linebacker. As much as I like Jack Campbell, I don't think he's necessarily the right fit. You like Jack Campbell, Gojo? Yeah, you must.
He
like
talks for Kansas City though.
He does. He knows they're coming up. That's why.
Yeah.
So actually, I think I'm gonna go with the Agba replacement. I'm gonna go with Toi Peloto because I love his brother so much too.
My life just flashed before my eyes when you started talking about Jack Campbell, and I forgot they had the second round pick. So Jack Campbell is gonna be the guy for the Detroit Lions. Absolutely stoked. I got every single player that I was kind of hoping for in that range. So it all worked out, Lions fans. It all worked out.
All right. Fun fact. Honestly, I was sitting here with Casey. I was like, man, BJ Ojulari would be so good. Oh, wait.
Literally.
First.
Yeah. The only issue with taking edge in the first is like you could just get somebody who's like 90% of them in the second.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with Devin Witherspoon here. He's a good scheme fit, a guy that's really played himself into a day 2 pick.
Okay.
Nasty hitter too, dude.
Who's it again?
Devin Witherspoon.
Witherspoon's a beast. I like Devin Witherspoon. He's a good ball skills guy. Doesn't he have like 10 PBUs on the year or something?
Yeah. He's a guy
really good player.
Consistently forcing incompletions.
Oh my God, Philadelphia. I drafted Eli Ricks from, right?
Yeah.
I was considering Andre Carter then. I'm still going to consider it now. BJ Ojulari, another guy who should be thinking, at least putting in the equation. But I got to show some respect to the armed forces. There's no way in hell we're getting out of this draft without drafting Andre Carter at 6'7", 260 pounds.
Well, we don't have to worry about BJ Ojulari falling anymore. Here at the Texans with their first 3rd round pick. And honestly, what a draft for the Texans.
I know.
Bryce Young. You got freaking Joey Porter, Michael Mayer, and then arguably these are 4 first rounders.
Arguably. Well, Michael Mayer.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a case BJ Ojulari. Because
I have him as a lot of
people. Yeah, me too. A lot of people are going to look at him maybe like Yannick, which Yannick ended up being a 2nd rounder.
Yeah.
But overall, man, this was a fun draft. This is wild.
Oh, yeah.
This is
if only there was not a 40-minute time limit per...
Yeah, it is what it is. Zoom, hey man.
Zoom is incredible.
Zoom's incredible. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for doing this with me. Before I send us off, you want to let the people know where you can find them? Gojo?
Yes.
You'll get merch later, dude.
Yeah, I know. Gojo has all these other videos to do this. Regardless, you guys can follow me at Hail Mary Sports, again, on YouTube. Instagram, mainly Twitter is going to be the best one. But of course, I also have a Discord. If you guys do love to talk about football, we have over 150 people there. I'm heavily emphasizing it because I like to do tape studies there since I can't post, tape on YouTube because we all know we'll get demonetized. So don't want that to get in trouble with our channels. So definitely stop by. It's a fun time. So without further ado, I'm going to let you end it off.
That's right. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Gojo says, have a good one, and that's it for the video. Till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.